Alright, Teklians, it's time for our hat tip of the week. We're going to tip our hats to a couple things that we think are cool that you should check out. We're going to talk a bit about them. We're going to post links to them down in the thingy, or up in the thingy. Click on the things, do the things. Things? Should I start with my hat tip?
I'm going to start with my hat tip. Did I already start? I want to start with my hat tip. Fine, I guess. We already know all about your hat tip.
If we're going to do that.
My hat tip is to an app called QuickPic, which I thought I had already done a hat tip on before, but then I realized I probably just talked about it on one of the episodes because we get off topic a lot. But QuickPic is like a replacement for the gallery app. I just kind of removed the gallery app, set it as hidden in my app drawer, and I use QuickPic instead. The great thing about QuickPic is, first off, I can exclude stuff from here. So I can just like select a whole entire album and be like, exclude. And that'll actually just make it like it's just not there anymore. I just can't see it at all. But then you can also hide albums, and hide albums puts, what is it, a .no media file in it or something that tells it there's no media there, so it doesn't actually show up if someone goes to view your QuickPic album. They won't see that album there. But then you can hit the little options thing and hit show hidden, and it'll show hidden. It'll show all your hidden albums, and you can set up a little pin to lock it if you wanted to, so they can't even see those hidden pictures unless it's a pin. Obviously, I mean, it's not 100% effective. Obviously, anyone that knows enough about phones knows that they could just open up your file manager. But most people open up the gallery app, which I have hidden, and all I have is the QuickPic app. I
do that with my wallpapers folder, because I have so many in there that I like to change the wallpaper on my phone, but they don't need to be in my gallery. All right, I'm not going to sit there and browse through my wallpapers, but obviously there are other uses.
You can't even see that, but that's because I'm inside a folder. So it has like all my albums and stuff there. You can see a bunch of random albums.
Oh, you're using the white background, huh?
It's the gray background, not white. I don't like the white. It's this.
I set mine to black. Much easier on the eyes.
And then there's a little options thing. I don't remember what I hit, but I hit something and put it down at the bottom. I like it better there. I can hit show hidden. Right now I don't have a pin. So they're all my hidden folders now. Back when I had Snapchat, I had this thing that got all my Snapchats. My screen records a hidden folder. Sent snaps. Stories. I don't even know what that is. I have a thing in there called stories. Oh, that's also from stories on Snapchat, I guess.
Those things are so annoying.
Yeah, I went through.
I uninstalled it.
I know you did because you stopped checking my Snapchats.
Yeah.
That's how I knew you uninstalled it.
I would get constant things like you in the car and at work eating a muffin. It was like
I found out what stories were. I'm like, I'm gonna actually use my Snapchat and just spam people with stories. I was doing like 5 a day. Whenever I was doing something, I'm like, I'm gonna tell everybody in Snapchat, hi guys.
I don't know if like it's a bug or something, but every time that you added like a new thing to it, I would have to go through all the previous ones.
Yeah,
and I had to like tap and hold with one finger and then tap with the other to like scroll through them. But I was always seeing like all the previous ones.
Yeah, it does that, and I don't know why, but
all right. So that's your hat tip. QuickPic.
QuickPic, it's really awesome. I highly recommend it.
It's been my default gallery since like.
I really, really don't like the Google Plus, the Photos app that they now have. I just don't like the way it's set up. They don't make it easy to view local storage. They don't make it easy at all to navigate.
I've been using that as my default lately. Let's see. Open it up, go to the side, and click folders. There's all my local stuff.
No, not. I guess it's a little easier. But I'm talking about if you're like in Google Plus and you want to share something from Photos, it pops up with only that as an option, and you can't really. It has like highlights all like. Open up Google Plus and go to Photos. Like, say you just want to share a photo.
Photos.
It says all highlights, videos, auto awesome. Those are your only options. You can't search by album or anything. You can't.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It reminds me of also like back when I had the Facebook app. If I wanted to share a picture on Facebook, it just popped up with. It was like in this all photo and just showed random ones. It wasn't in any logical order.
But at the same time, I've never whenever I want to share a picture that I have on here. I actually never go to Google Plus first to do it.
Yeah, I very rarely do.
Like, I use the Google Plus Photos app as my default gallery just because I usually keep them off of my phone anyway because they're backed up, so I don't need them here also.
Yeah, I do that every once in a while. I just clear my camera roll probably once a month.
But I'll open it up and I go to folders, and then I look for the folder that I want to share, and then I share from there.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I actually went to the Google Plus app and then clicked on Photos to share a photo.
The only time I do it is I actually did it today. I was making a post about something, and it was when I made that Happy Mother's Day post this morning. I'm like, you know what? I want to put an image with this. Maybe more people will read it and be captivated if I have an image. So I hit the home button, swiped up to bring up Google Now, and just typed in Doctor Who Mother's Day, and that's how I found that dialog photo.
Yeah.
And then I saved it to my phone, and then I just hit Open Recent Tasks and went back to Google Plus, where my message had already been started and written. I hit Add Photo, but it didn't see that photo anyway. There's no way for me to scroll and find it because I can't go through my folders. So then I selected all the text, I hit Copy, I closed it down, I opened up my gallery to find the photo, hit Share, and it's just, I wish there was an easier way to do it, because every time I share a photo, it's that. Sometimes I will be in a community and I'll be posting something asking for help, and you're like, I should give them a screenshot. So I'll go home, I'll take a screenshot, then I'll go back to there and hit Photo. But because I started that post before the photo was there, it's not seeing the photo, and I can't just browse folders to find it. So I have to copy the text.
The biggest problem there is that when you go to Google Plus and then you click to add a photo, you're getting a different interface than if you just launched the Photos app. That's the problem there.
And it should be the same interface, and it should also be uniform. I hate when apps do that. Like most apps, the first time you go to add a photo, it says which app do you want to use, and I'll get a list. Do you want to use QuickPic? Do you want to use Photos? Do you want to use CyanogenMod Next Gallery? Do you want to use Gallery? And
I do often use QuickPic when I have that option, just because it's usually very easy to find.
Well, I've just gotten used to it. I don't mind the Google Plus Photos app too much. Gallery Next by CyanogenMod has the opportunity to be amazing, but it's just too buggy, too new.
The funny thing is, I actually did hate the Google Plus Photos app until I tried Gallery Next, and I thought, this looks a lot like it, but there's something wrong with it, and I can't remember what it is now, but I was comparing the two, and that Gallery Next app actually made me like the Google Plus Photos app.
One thing I love is on how a lot of apps, and I wish it was like this on every app. Let me see if I can get an example of it. I think if I go to this app, it'll let me do it. When I open up that I want to post a picture, let me see if this add photos. Yeah, it opens up in something like this, where it says recent, and if I scroll over, I can choose Drive, Images, Downloads, and then it has Gallery, File Manager, Photos, QuickPic, Zedge, Gallery.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like that universal file picker. And
I wish it was universal for every app. I wish Google Plus used that. I wish Facebook used that. That file picker, I wish was universal for no matter what app I was using, because I love the way that's set up. That is so easy, so simple.
Yeah, you get to everything from there.
Yeah, and I love that I can get to Drive and Dropbox and Box too. I love that I can choose to use Zedge. If I downloaded wallpapers from Zedge, I can choose that. Even certain icons, I don't know why, but Min Icons is the only one that shows up. But I even love that it does that. So it's really handy. And I wish it always looked like that from any app when you choose to upload a photo. It gives you complete control over what in your phone you want to get it from. But for the most part, QuickPic is my favorite gallery app.
It's very lightweight.
I'd recommend trying it.
It also plays animated GIFs.
Yes, that's one of the big things, is it plays animated GIFs, and I love GIFs, and Gallery doesn't do that. I don't think, does Google Plus do that? Photos?
The Google Plus Photos app does, yeah.
It does,
but that weird, because you now have like, 2 galleries, unless you're on like the Nexus 5, because they replaced that gallery, but that gallery, that normally stock gallery that swiped sideways, didn't play animated GIFs, and I like to download funny, amusing GIFs sometimes.
That's one thing I also don't like. Like, I hate how if you root your phone and you install a ROM and they put the gallery app on it, you still can't delete those apps. Like that originally was one of the purposes why I used to root my phone, is I can delete whatever apps I want, but you still can't delete the apps that are flashed with the ROM. So I still have...
You can, but you have to use there are apps that will be able to do it, and you can do it if you use like a terminal emulator. Yeah. There are ways of doing it. I have done it before where I actually deleted the stock gallery app, or no, I think it was the stock keyboard app, and replaced it with my own. Because
that's what I want to do, is I want to delete the stock gallery app. I want to delete the stock calendar app, because it literally is just a clone of the Google Calendar. So it's like, why, even though it takes up very, very little space, like next to none, it's like, why have 2 calendars?
Especially when they have the same icon. You want to put a shortcut or get a widget from it, and you grab the wrong one.
It's like they both link to the same thing. It's just one is directly Google, the other one just takes everything and puts it to your Google Calendar. They're both the exact same thing, look the exact same, but it's like, why even do that when everyone's going to go grab the Google Calendar anyway?
Time for my hat tip of the week. My hat tip is LastPass. I've talked about it a lot in the last few episodes, and I want to give an official hat tip to it. Joe, you're finally using LastPass.
and LastPass Premium. Although I don't really have it set up on my phone because it's messing me up.
You'll get there.
I'll get there.
I love it.
It's amazing on my computer. The problem I ran into was I set it to give me like a 32 character password on my computer, and it wouldn't save the password no matter what I did to my LastPass form. So it would keep logging me into my bank, like I did it several times. It would keep logging me in for my bank on the computer, even with that new password. But every time I went to my vault to view password, I'd say my old password. And then I restarted my computer and turned it back on, and it wouldn't do it anymore. It's like it only remembered it for that session and never actually changed it, saved it to my vault. And then, so I did it again, and I tried again, and then I couldn't get into it on my phone, because at the time I didn't have LastPass on my phone. I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of stupid. If I don't have it in both places, I now have this 32 long character password, and I can't get into my bank app on my phone. But I fixed that now.
All fixed. Yeah, when I first started using it, I was having a couple problems. I think I had that problem where it didn't remember for some reason. It was a little bit of a bug. So I got in the habit of anytime I generated a new password, I just copied it, and then after I did the save, I went into the vault and just to confirm that it had saved it. And if not, I'd just paste that new password in there. But I have gotten to the point where I have gone through and I cleared it from Chrome. Now, when we were talking about this before, something weird happened, remember? Where I was talking about if you go into Chrome and you go to view managed passwords, you could actually click on a little spot and hit show, and it'll actually show that password in plain text. And in that episode, I got a weird box that popped up, and what it was I was using, I did this thing, I was experimenting where I changed my login on Windows to from an administrator down to just like a regular user, and I had a separate account as administrator. There was not to get too off topic, but there was all these studies that were talking about all this malware and viruses and just stuff that can really screw up your Windows computer, that a large percentage of those problems could be resolved by just not running as administrator, because some things can just run without telling you. And not running as administrator, you would get a little box that pops up and it's like, hey, something crazy's going on. You need to be an administrator to approve this. So I was experimenting with that. So that's where that box was popping up. So if you're running as an administrator, most people are, and that's when you get that little pop-up. So for most people who are running as administrator, if you go into Chrome, go into your settings, you go to view advanced settings, you go to manage saved passwords, you can even search. You can search for a specific website. You can go in there and search Facebook, and then right next to it, you just click show password, and there's your password in plain text. So if somebody got on your computer and knows how to do that, they can very easily find your password for whatever. So now that I'm using LastPass, and as I've been using it, I've been getting my passwords in there. After that whole Heartbleed thing, I actually got on like a crazy changing my password spree and went through and changed like every password I can imagine and used the generator so it can generate a really crazy secure password. Since doing that, I went into Chrome and I just had it clear everything. Just clear all my web history and clear all my passwords. So my passwords are no longer stored in Chrome. They're all being managed by LastPass. And the great thing, if you're running on Android, it'll pop up when you go to open up an app to log into an app. You get a little pop-up, and I have mine secured with a PIN number because I don't necessarily want to type in my long password every time. It pops up with a PIN number, I put in that PIN, and then it'll pull up any matching website. So if I open up my bank app, or it works within apps that are installed on your phone, or it'll work on the web in your phone's web browser, just basically anywhere. It installs into the accessibility thingy. Let's see.
I know I did that too. I know I went and I cleared it all off of my Chrome now. I don't have any password saved in Chrome. They're all in LastPass. But I know I got into that thing also where you didn't realize until I told you the other day, you can just like in Chrome, you can open up your LastPass vault, and by default, anybody can just hit show password on your passwords. But there's a security setting for that where you can just set it to require your LastPass password to view the password saved in your vault.
Right, which is definitely highly recommended, because I actually thought I did that when I first set it up. I thought that I did that, and I went into the setting. It was right there. I just clicked on the wrong one. Under security, I clicked on something where it was to edit, fill, or edit form fill data, or something like that. But what you want to do is you want to go into your vault, click on settings, go into the security tab, and click edit secure notes. That's it, right? So I clicked on the view or edit site, and that was the wrong one. What you want to check is the edit secure notes. So if anybody goes in there and I see my capital 1 and I click edit because I want to see what the password is, I need to put my LastPass password in there to make that happen. So definitely go check out LastPass, secure all of your logins and everything. And you can do it on your phone. You can set a really long, crazy, super secure password, and you don't even have to remember it. All you got to remember is your LastPass master password.
Join us next week as we tip our hats to things. We'll tip our hats to more cool things. We're going to hope you try them. And if you do try them, let us know what you think about them, because we really care. We really want to know. So tell us what you think about the things that we tell you to try.
Join us next week for Hat Tip Wednesday. Join us.
One last hat tip.
Bring your hat. Bring your hat.